Hi, this is Brock Yorty. Ask Brock. This week's question comes from Bruce. Brock, we just got a new rig. It's less than 5 years old. The rest of the rigs in our fleet are 25 to 30 years old. Some table drives, some top heads. These new controls are fast and too responsive. What can we do to overcome this hurdle? Practice, right? Run it out in the back of the shop. Run it up and down, let the helpers run it. Everybody stand back, practice. Do we train the way we fight, or do we fight the way we train? It's a good time to build our new JSA, and understand, embrace the technology. With electric over hydraulic, the proximity switches, the automation, the safety, all the aspects that we have there. When I worked for Jeffco, we spent 5 years looking at how we could re-embrace electric over hydraulic from the original times that it happened in the 2000s. And we found it, and the guys in Indianapolis, Versadrill, they've been doing it since the time of some of the oldest rigs you have right now, and then you got Copco out there, Epiroc, running different controls. So as these controls are responsive, give that feedback to your manufacturer. Tell them what you like, tell them what you don't like. There's rig manufacturers still out there selling fully conventional, hydraulics versus electric over hydraulic. But I want you to look at our big equipment manufacturers, our big excavators, our big heavy equipment. They're all electric over hydraulic. You can jump on YouTube and watch excavator rodeos where they undress mannequins and they can set, tennis balls on top of cones. You can see the finesse. You can see all the possibilities that we have by doing that. The oil field's using AC rigs, we're quieter with some of this technology that we can get into. We're safer. So it comes back to practicing. And this isn't a time, new rigs are fun. I remember the first new rig I ran for my father's company. I developed a twitch in my right eye for the first 6 months that I was running it, because I was thinking to myself, if I roll this rig over, I do something wrong, I'm going to bankrupt my father's company, because now we went from the paid equipment to this big rig bill. And now the time is to progress or fail. And we see it both ways in our industry, right? So we go out, we practice, we watch one another, we see what works. If it's going to be a carousel rig that backloads, that you're going to be able to pull out of the rod box, practice that in the yard. Don't practice that next to the brand new $1.4 million home that's got the big glass windows out front that you got rods flipping around. Learn the nuances of the equipment, call your manufacturers, do a startup, jump on social media, talk to your peers around the country, ask them what rig, what they like. If you're going to tool up with a bit and a short sub, practice that with a pallet under the table with no hole, so that if we drop it, we don't drop it down hole. Or like one of the first times I hit the foot clamp, I dropped a short stabilizer and a bit down hole with the hoisting plug in. We got it out because my father and my uncle are great downhole fishermen, right? But man, you couldn't even run a rod back in to get it out. So, this technology is, great for progressing our industry. And sure, many of us right now are going, 25-year-old rig, keep running it. It's young. That 5-year-old rig's not even proven. Electric over hydraulic, rack and pinion, all of those technologies are proven. They work, they're successful. You have to be comfortable with the piece of equipment you're running to be successful. And the best piece of equipment's the most available, but being able to run new technology allows us to train better. We get on some of these big conventional table drive rigs that we can do deep hole, and that's great, but we're now held to the staff that we have at hand, and it's much harder to train on a piece of equipment that's older and has these crazy nuances in the way that we have to run the brakes and stuff. So there's a lot to be had for having an electric over hydraulic rig. The gauges and technology that's going to come out to be able to help us, progress our drilling, progress our training. You can do it, and good luck. I just want you to think about one thing. When the first portable drill rig came out, was the same year as the major commercial airplanes came out, in the 1930s. Look at where airplanes are today and look at where drilling rigs are. We dictate where the industry is going to go, and embracing technology allows us endless opportunities to become more surgical. Look at what the guys at Eigelkamp are doing. There's so many awesome rig manufacturers out there with, dual rotary and all of these different technologies. The more that we're able to control a system, the more we're going to be able to do. So good luck, practice, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So kill it, Bruce. Thanks, man.